Finally, another badass male character. Man, I've been waiting for this since Boot Hill. But Mydei will soon be here, and he has a pretty unique kit, so let's discuss his best Lightcones, Relics, Teamcomps, and Eidolons. So here are the materials you can pre-farm for. Thankfully, they added an in-game mechanic to help you. Here they are to max them out. So we're gonna start with Lightcones as always. As a destruction unit, his options are first his signature. It provides max HP, damage, additional HP consume. It's obviously perfect for him, and is a significant damage increase over the other Lightcones. But regardless, Blade and Jingliu's signature will be his second best, both providing damage increases, with Jingliu's giving crit damage and Blade's giving HP %, while the crit rate is kinda useful but might be overkill because of his kit, which we will get into. If you don't have any of those limited Lightcones, then Secret Vow will be his general best 4-star, only at high superimpositions though, and then Ninja Record will generally be his best fully free-to-play option. Also, side note, Secret Vow at S5 is pretty much as good as Blade and Jingliu's Lightcones. It's insane, honestly. But moving on to Relic Sets, 4-piece Scholar will be the best, just pre-farm this set. Then for the Planner Ornaments, Rudolent will generally be the best, but Bone Collection is pretty much equal. It really depends on better substats, so I'd say just farm Rudolent. It's paired with Broken Keel, which is pretty solid. Mydei's main stats should be crit damage only on the body, speed on the boots, and double HP % on the Planner Ornaments. He does have some stat goals, with 8,000 health being the most important to get first, then at least 135 speed, so you're 1 off from your advanced forward character. Then mostly crit damage with a little crit rate, because he has a passive that gives him a max of 48% crit rate when his HP is at 8,000. Any other substat is pretty much useless. I guess you could get attack if you don't need the crit rate anymore. Now, Teamcomps. So he is a destruction unit that focuses on HP drain and wants to be hyper carried. So first and most importantly, action advanced characters are pretty much necessary. Sunday is insane for him. Then some budget options would be Bronya or even Sparkle. She can work too. Next would be secondary buffers, with Tribby being broken, Remembrance MC being solid as well, and I guess Ranmei works, but she delays enemy attacks, which is kind of bad with Mydei because he does want to be hit. And if you're wondering about Robin, well, she does provide that action advance, but Mydei does not scale off of attack, so she isn't really as valuable as she is for many of the other comps. But first, the sustain options. Any healer works, really. Don't use shielders, obviously, but you'll get the most value out of Lingsha or Huohuo. So TLDR, Mydei's strongest team comp will be Sunday himself, Tribby, and Lingsha. It's a pretty fun comp. Now, the last section is Eidolons. So let's see if they are of any value. E1 pretty much increases his skill nuke damage and AoE damage, which is solid for pure fiction and other content that's multiple enemies, but it's not really worth pulling a whole nother copy for. It's not a good stopping point. E2 gives Mydei defense ignore and allows his healing to build charge to a certain extent, so this essentially allows him to get his major skill faster, which is buffed by E1. Again though, nothing too crazy. It's only about a 10% damage increase during his rotations. E4 sounds good, but isn't really. It gives him 30% crit damage, which is great, then restores 10% of his HP every time he gets hit. So this sounds like it would allow him to be sustainless because he can keep himself alive, but your other characters will probably struggle. So as usual, E4 suck. Then finally E6, when he enters battle, he instantly enters his Vendetta state with 100 charge and lowers the 150 charge requirement for his skill nuke to 100 charge. This essentially allows him to consistently launch that skill nuke and just breaks him. Classic E6, just makes him so brainless to use. But Mydei is looking to buff the destruction category a little. I mean, I don't see Imbibitor anymore. I don't see anyone else using Jingliu anymore. Bro, what happened to this category? I mean, I don't care what anyone says. Blade is the strongest character in Star Rail, okay? No debate, okay? I don't care what anyone else has to